welcome back to another episode of Casey Goes From a Man to a Man. Hello everyone, just here getting ready again for work, and I figured I would film a quick, well this isn't going to be quick, but film another video. And I don't know, last time I did this kind of like hungover chatty type of video. I really enjoyed it. So I was like, I'll just do another one. My last video that I was getting ready, I said that I would be doing a video where I'm talking about something sad and being open about it. I'm still having a really, really hard time doing that. So I figured instead of making a whole video on it, I would just do it in like this little one before I go to work, because there's no point in me dedicating a full video. I'm able to talk about this without crying, so so that's good news. But yeah, so a little while ago, I think about a month, how long has it been? Around a month and a half ago, my dog passed away. And, which to some people it's like, oh, it's just a dog. Your dog, that's it. That's what you made it seem like the worst thing on planet Earth. Which to them, maybe people haven't had a dog or a cat or whatever before. But my dog, I've had her since I was in grade 6. So 2006, I got her, or my family got her, and we got her because our other dog got hit by a car, and we were having a really hard time coping with the loss of our other dog. So, and it felt weird not having a dog in the house, and so we picked her up, and ever since then she's been a family member. And unfortunately she suddenly got sick out of nowhere, and yeah, she was just like coughing and acting weird, and I don't know, like it just wasn't like her. So my mom took her to the vet. At first we didn't think anything of it. They're like, oh, it's kind of coming back weird. We recommend you go to like a vet hospital. So we're like, all right. So we drove all the way to Oakville because she was, coughing weird, and she was just, you could tell something was like wrong, taking longer than what we thought it was gonna take. And my mom started freaking out, and she's like, I have a bad feeling. And of course, I don't want to make her panic more, right? So I was just telling her, I'm like, it's going to be okay. Like, she's fine. She probably just has a cold. That's why she's coughing. But she's never been like that before again. So eventually, they're like, the vet would like to see you guys. Just go wait in this room. We got the results. If we did some tests, we put her in a whatever. They took her immediately when we got there, and it was me, Scott, and so yeah, we go, and we're waiting, and just me and my mom sit there first. We're like, it's fine, Scott can like wait in the waiting room, it's all good, like whatever, like we didn't think anything of it. And then yeah, unfortunately, like the vet came, and I still remember this like so vividly, like how I felt in that moment. And yeah, he just came, and he was like, unfortunately, like just the first of all, the way he was talking, his voice is really quiet. I'm like, this is bad. But I wasn't expecting what it was when he, like what he was gonna say from the tone. I thought she was just sick. And unfortunately, he's like, yeah, she's very sick, and she actually has cancer. So, lung cancer specifically. So that was like super unexpected. And you can like feel the tension. So first my mom, like I could, her face was like trying to hold back from like crying her eyes out, right? Obviously, because she's listening to the vet and she's like, is there anything we can do? Like, can we give her medication, surgery? Like, is there anything we can do? And he's pretty much like, unfortunately, like it's past so far of a limit that we can't do anything for her. So obviously, I was trying my best not to cry in that moment. I couldn't say anything though, but and then my mom, I could see she was starting to cry, and he's like, "I'll give you guys a couple minutes to decide what you want to do. I'll be back, or just when you're ready, just call me from the front desk." So we're like, "Okay." And when I tell you that when he stepped out, how bad it got in that room, I'll never forget. It's like she's crying, but she's holding it back. But I'm trying not to, for her to make it worse, and it just like poured out. It was pretty bad. And I didn't really expect to I mean, my dog was only like 12, and she's a little dog, so usually little dogs can live quite long. I mean, it really depends on the dog, but you know. So just let it out, and it was pretty depressing, and like there was nothing we could do, right? So my mom is like, I'm not ready, like what should we do? And I'm like, it's your call. Like, I just don't want the dog to suffer, right? They gave her pain medication so that she wouldn't be coughing as much and she'd be a little bit easier. But we weren't ready in the moment because our family obviously had to say goodbye. Like, we weren't ready to just be like, okay, let her go. Like, we weren't, you know. So we calmed down. Scott came, saw us crying, and I guess he just assumed like the worst, obviously. So I mean, we just told them like, we're not really ready right now. We want to bring her home, and just there's people that need to say goodbye. So, and my mom's like, oh, how long roughly do you think she's like okay to go? Like, he's like, you'd be lucky if you had her by the end of the day, or like by the next day. So that was really hard to hear, obviously, but yeah, he's like, so we told her we're gonna bring her home. If she's gonna pass, she's gonna pass, but like people still need to say goodbye, like she's not, like we're not just gonna leave her here. And he's like, well, I don't really recommend it, we can't stop you, but obviously we're not gonna be like, okay, here, just, yeah, have our dog, like, bye, like, no. So we brought her home. Obviously that was hard. Usually a lot of things don't make me sad, like it doesn't affect me that much, like I never cry. Yeah, but that was pretty hard. Like, I had to, when we were waiting for them to get her, I couldn't even like be in there anymore. Like, I had to go to the car. It was just really bad. So yeah, I didn't think I'd get affected that bad. But I could still feel it even right now. Like, talking is making me like my throat is like closing up. But before, yeah, like I couldn't even talk about it. I couldn't look at her. Like, it was really hard. And pretty much brought her home. It was rough. We made her comfortable on the couch. Like, we put blankets around her. We spent as much time with her as we could. We had to tell everybody the news. Obviously that was sad. Watching her on the couch was really hard, because I felt like we were prolonging it, but we brought her home, it was around the afternoon-ish, so we wanted everyone to say goodbye, and you know, so that's what happened, and she made it through the night. We had medication for her to take so she wouldn't be in pain, so we tried to make her as comfortable as possible, but And I remember, ugh, ugh, Jesus Christ. Ugh. Okay, I didn't think I'd get like that upset. Let me just use this sweater right here. Ugh. Sorry. I just remember the next day in the morning, I woke up because obviously I couldn't really sleep much. Like, I cried pretty much the whole day. I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything. And if you know me, I have a really, really soft heart for like animals. Why am I getting so sad? Jesus Christ. Okay. But yeah, so I just seeing her, I felt like shit. So I told my mom, I'm like, we need to put her down because it's I can't look at her, and it's not fair. Mind you, it not even been a day since we brought her, but it's just I'm the type of person that stuff eats at me, and I don't stop thinking about it. So I'm not even getting ready. Jesus Christ. And I told her I was crying, and I was like, we need to put her down. That I can't look at her anymore. As hard as the decision is, like, I told her we have to. It's not fair. She knew I was right, and I couldn't even look at her. I could barely stand. Like, I've never been so sad. Like, that was, like, I was surprised at how I was acting. Like, I couldn't, like, our past dog we had, about a year or two, a couple years, not long, and he got hit by a car. It just kind of was sudden. We didn't see him. We just, like, we cried, but this dog I've had for 12 years of my life, that's like a little bit more than half my life. So this pain was like so unbearable. And again, to some people this might sound like stupid, but it's like a family member. We called the vet, which we saw prior, which is near our house, and told her like can we come in to put her down, and that was hard. And we only had like 20-30 minutes left with her, and I felt like that went by in like a second. And it was time to say goodbye, and I just remember people saying goodbye, and I like started like having a panic attack, and I was like not blacking out, but like I couldn't control my emotions, so I started like not yelling, but I was like, you guys say goodbye first, like I want to be the last one to say goodbye. And just I was telling everybody, I'm like, you need to leave, and by leave I mean like go out of the room or something. I remember her seeing us and freaking out because we're all crying, so obviously she's worried and she's like, what the hell's going on, but also she doesn't know what's going on. So, and yeah, I just remember Here we go. Laying my head on her head when my dad was holding her to go. Okay, if I knew I was going to get this upset, I wouldn't have done even my makeup. I would have told this on another day or something. Now I feel dumb. But, yeah, just, I just remember crying, and, it was just hard. I can't do my fucking eyeshadow if I'm fucking crying. Ugh. But yeah, and they just took her, and I told my mom I can't go because if I go, I'll straight up pass out. Like, it was the worst to date feeling I've ever felt. Oh my god, so such a long video, Jesus Christ. But yeah, anyway. And they took her, and that's when it hit, and I went upstairs, and I tried to calm down. And that's it. And we came back, and it was very, like, the tension in the room, because her doggy bed was still there, everything was there, like, we still have her bed, her leash, everything, like, toys, everything. We finally were able to move her bed down to the basement. But yeah, so that's that. Oh yeah, and I gave like a lot of my shifts away. Like I kind of couldn't cope with it, which sounds stupid. Ever on the back of my phone, right there. I'm better than I was, but obviously it'll always affect me. In other news, Scott and I, proper grammar, Scott and I are going to be doing a video soon. Finally, like, I don't know why this took so long to do, but it's a how we met video, because every time somebody asks, how did you guys meet? Oh, you know, it's such a complicated story. Like, it's so, like, we both tell it two different ways. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video of it and call it a day. We've been together over 4 years, and we're going on our 5th year. It's only been a couple months over 4 years. I love how I'm just saying that, yeah, we've been together almost 5 years. No. But, yeah, we're gonna do a video on that also. Don't know if you noticed as I was getting ready, for those of you who like makeup, but I have been using totally different products, and I did not use foundation. I haven't been using foundation for the past almost 2 weeks now. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, my skin has been healing so fast. I'm also gonna be putting out a skincare video, like I said, updated makeup routine, because this is my new kind of go-to makeup routine. Well, that's what happened. That's the sad news. Very, very sad. Sorry I was getting emotional, but yeah, expect new videos very soon. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching the How Far Can You Jump challenge. Yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video, which we will be cooking baby carrots. So yeah, bye.